Salute everybody. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. More shocking details of how R. Kelly took advantage of his own daughter. But before we get started with this demonstration, it's a must that I read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration is only the opinions of mine and others. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is only allegedly. Salute to the chat. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to everybody that's watching from the clouds. Salute to my moderators. Salute to all of my subscribers, old and new. Salute to you, him, and her. Salute to all of my angels and my troublemakers. Salute to the whole Rock Squad. Let me salute individually, and then we will get into this demonstration. Salute, beautiful. Salute, beautiful. Salute, Marie. Salute, Marie. Salute, Leslie. Salute, Leslie. I appreciate you all for pulling up. Now, one of R. Kelly's daughter came out and talked about how as a little child she was sexually abused by the R&B singer. There's a documentary, The Karma of R. Kelly, and it's basically she's in it, her mother is in it, and some other people are in it, and she gives detailed sketches on how he abused her. For me, how could you do this to any child? How could a man sexually abuse any child? Let alone your own daughter. Like, what goes through your mind? What is going through your mind when you are sexually abusing a child? You're sexually abusing a child that's yours, your biological child. It's her biological father. Salute, Miss Groovy. Salute. Let's go to some clips. Let's go to some clips, and maybe we can get some kind of understanding. But let's go to some clips. Two of them is old. Let's just go to a clip.
Alleged victims of R. Kelly are speaking out for the first time since the CBS This Morning interview, where the singer defended himself against charges of abusing underage girls. Well, he's still in jail this morning for failing to pay child support, though his manager says he expects Kelly's release later today. Kelly has pleaded not guilty in Chicago to 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. Police in Detroit say they want to speak with a woman who claims that Kelly abused her when she was 13. During this week's interview, he denied all such allegations against him.
Have you ever had sex
No.
with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never?
No.
Tarika Duncan spoke with two of his accused.
Now, one thing that I noticed was before she could even finish asking the question, he automatically said no. Before she even got three words into the question. Did any of you notice that? It's like off the rip. No. Now she asked the question, have you ever had sex with underage girls? He said no, and he said no several times. Well, you all remember there was that video of him urinating on a 15-year-old girl, which he, I believe, settled out of court. I love R. Kelly music. I love R. Kelly music. Nothing stops me from listening to R. Kelly music. However, I got to call a spade a spade. He has been convicted of child pornography. He has been convicted of sex with minors. Salute Tracy. Salute Tracy. So now when his daughter comes out, and many of you will ask the question, why didn't the daughter mention any of these allegations, any of these sexual abuse allegations towards her? Why didn't the daughter mention this in the beginning? Why didn't the daughter mention this during his trial?
Right now, I mean, like I said, I'm very torn because at the end of the day, it's still family. He's still my blood. So yes, I do still love my father, and that is something that I want people to understand. I never came out and said what I said to make people feel like I hate him or I'm bashing him, because that's not it. But you have to, at the end of the day, be responsible for your actions, and I had to do what was best for me, and my family had to do what was best for them. And if my father is a toxic person, then unfortunately we just have to love him from a distance. There's no love lost, but I just had to separate myself.
Does he try and contact you?
No.
When did you last see
Not
him?
at all. Honestly, it's been a few years since I've seen or spoken to him. I don't know exactly how long, but it's been a while.
Well, listen, we really appreciate.
She still didn't mention anything about the sexual allegations towards her. Beautiful says, why didn't the mother mention this during her interviews? I mean, something as severe as this, something as serious as this. And this is why I always have to lean towards the women, for the women to be able to shed some light on it, because I'm a man and I don't think like a woman. I don't think like a female. So I could only get the opinions of the females, of you females, to really try to get some kind of understanding. And like Beautiful said, why didn't the mother mention this during her interviews? I get it. I get it. Could have been scared. I get it. But when does standing up for what's right, when does you standing up? Because at this time, R. Kelly was detained. He was locked up during this time. And I dropped the link. My co-host Tommy will be joining me shortly. Anybody else that want to join me on the panel, feel free. Come on up on the panel and talk to me. Salute Lucky Girl. Salute Lucky Girl. Appreciate you for pulling up. Women, females, help me understand better. Why didn't the mother, why didn't R. Kelly's daughter mother, why didn't she bring this up during this interview, during R. Kelly's trial? None of this, the allegations that he was sexually abusing the child, None of this was brought up in the R. Kelly trial. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all help me understand. But let me run the clip back. Why wasn't this mentioned? And even you could see, like, y'all let me know if what do y'all detect out of this body language. Ladies, please help me understand. Watch the body language.
Right now, I mean, like I said, I'm very torn because at the end of the day, it's still family. He's still my blood. So yes, I do still love my father, and that is something that I want people to understand. I never came out and said what I said to make people feel like I hate him or I'm bashing him, because that's not it. But you have to, at the end of the day, be responsible for your actions, and I had to do what was best for me, and my family had to do what was best for them. And if my father is a toxic person, then unfortunately we just have to love him from a distance. There's no love lost, but I just had to separate myself.
Does he try and contact?
Lucky Girl said, I had that same thought. Now, let's just fast forward a little bit.
He was my everything. For a long time, I didn't even want to believe that it happened. I didn't know that even if he was a bad person, that he would do something to me. I really feel like that 1 millisecond completely just changed my whole life.
Joanne was not named as one of the victims during Kelly's 2021 trial. In the trailer, she also vows to be open about her experiences with her son and keep him away from the singer.
So she wasn't listed. She wasn't named in the trial. And I don't want to seem cruel, and I don't want to, be hard and seem like I'm harsh. But like I said, some things, you say that's believable. But then other things, it's like, and I'm the type of person, I don't believe in giving nobody charges that's not theirs. Look, we're going to pile up this on them. We're going to throw that at them. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, and I don't believe in that. Lucky Girl says, you think maybe she was protecting her daughter's story. Lucky, it's like, it's hard for me to digest it, because on that one clip that I played, it was like they was just like they was chill. Like it's not the mom's story to tell. Possibility. And that's why I said, let me get some opinions from you ladies, because of course we think different. Had it been me, and I'm sure most men, when something like that happens, most men, we gonna go straight to it. Like, motherfucker, you did this. No, you gonna tell. Whereas though with a female, she does take in consideration another female or another person's feelings. And I've been in situations like that, whereas though I'm ready to, let it rip. I'm ready to, we got to address this and we got to address this now. I don't give a F what the repercussions is and all of the above. Whereas though the female would be like, well, no, we can't go at it like that. Calm down, just relax, because we do got to take in consideration her feelings. Salute, Miss Parker. So appreciate you for pulling up. Salute, Marie. I'm coming to your comment, Marie. Appreciate you for pulling up. Lucky Girl says, maybe mom didn't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but who knows? Good point. Marie says, Shank, she was younger and her mother thought she needs to be protected. Okay. And I can accept that. Once again, salute Miss Parker. Let me just, I can accept that, Marie.
Right now, I mean, like I said, I'm very torn because at the end of the day, it's still family. He's still my blood. So yes, I do still love my father, and that is something that I want people to understand. I never came out and said what I said to make people feel like I hate him or I'm bashing him.
Now, let me ask you this. She said that it's still her father and she still loves her father. Is it different when, I'm sure it is, but how much different is it when it's a stranger that sexually abuses a female compared to a family member, like your father? Like, is it normal or is that understandable? Well, Shank, that is her father, and regardless of what her father done to her, she still, possible love her father because that is her father. Help me understand. Is that possible? Is that possible for a girl to be sexually abused by her father and still love her father? And I dropped the link if anybody want to join me on a panel. I'm waiting for my co-host Tommy to pull up, but the panel is open for everyone. Ms. Parker says, that's her father, but I just couldn't. So Ms. Parker says that's her father, but I just couldn't. Like when you listen to her, like I said, the body language, and when you listen to him, it's like, it's no, okay, let's see what Ms. Parker got to say. Let me take Lucky Girl and then Ms. Parker, you slide in. Lucky Girl says, statistics show most girls are abused by someone close to them. Salute Sages. Appreciate you pulling up. Ms. Parker, how you want to weigh in on this? What can you say to weigh in on this?
I mean, it's as hard for me because when that happened, when I finally opened up to you and my parents about what my cousin did to me, and then at my mother's funeral, I pointed out my cousin where he was actually trying to hug me. You know what I'm saying? And I said, Shank, that's him. You know what I'm saying? It instantly brought back those feelings. It instantly brought that hate back that I have for him. Even though I forgive him, but I haven't even forgiven him to his face, but I forgave for myself. And I don't understand, like, it was to be young, and maybe she got therapy, and maybe I don't know, but it was to be so young, and I'm just kind of looking at the age to where it still haunts me. Yes, I've talked to people. Yes, I finally opened up to my mother before she passed away, right before she passed. To my mother said, why you never told me? My father said, why you never told me? And it brought back the little girl in me when I was defenseless, helpless. Even when I talk about it on my panel, Shank, once I turn that camera off, because I know I got a crowd right there, but at the same time, once I shut that camera down, I shut down. For a while, I'm haunted. And just hearing her say it, when I go and look at other lives and little things on YouTube and things like that, women that have been through this, especially by a family member. Because it wasn't just by my cousin, it was by his sister too. And I still blame myself for, with me not speaking out as a child, was other kids, other cousins affected? So a lot of that still bothers me. So to hear her be like, oh, but I'm just not, don't get it twisted, y'all. I'm not mad at my father. I love my father. It's just, I don't know how to take that. And I'm not saying that that's not the case, but at the same time, it wasn't given to me. Cause that's a stain. You ever had a stain on a shirt that you just can't get off? You just can't get off that shirt. And that's a stain on my life that I could never get back. When he requested to follow me on social media, I don't follow them. I don't follow my own blood because of that. So to express the way she did, Shane, ain't no man, the strongest of the strongest survivors have breakdowns and choke up when they talk about it. Throughout everything they've been through, they choke up. I choke up. When I was doing my domestic violence thing, all of that came back. One memory strikes up all the bad memories. I thought talking about it would make me feel good, and it did in a sense. But after just seeing that video, it's like, wait, what? The emotions come back, the feelings come back, and I am 46 years old with these feelings, still haunted, still don't want to be touched, don't none of that. Certain parts of my body, I don't like to be touched. I don't want to be grabbed from the back or none of that. I don't. So I don't know about everybody else, and I'm not here to judge her, but it's not giving. Especially from your father, it's not giving. Because these was my cousins, my blood cousins. To where I still got the scar on my leg from where where I got burnt, where they would prop my legs up and the heater burned my leg. It was a heater in the wall at the time, in the bathroom where they used to do this at. So it's not just stains on my life, it's scars to go with my abuse. So I can't, Shank. I can't. But it's not giving. And if you play that clip back, and it's people that was hitting me up, Shank, telling me they hit my like button, but they couldn't because of it was too much for them. When I talk about those kind of cases, people hit me up, Miss Parker, I hit your like, but I was this. I would never put their business out, but it's just the stories they tell me, and knowing that, and I understand, because it's not something that you can, but it's like maybe I could reach out to somebody that is getting sexually abused, and they will talk about it to help the next person, unlike me, to where my cousins could have been victims of my cousins because I never spoke out. That's all I'm saying. I never spoke out, so I felt guilty. I carried that as well as the scars and the stain, that if I would have spoke out, but I didn't know how to. But the little girl in me comes out sometimes. So with her saying that, it's not giving. Salute to anybody that's been through that has had the courage to speak about it and let our abusers know that they no longer have the power, that we got our power back, you know what I'm saying? And to stop them from touching somebody else. But again, Shane, it's not giving.
Prayers for you, Miss Parker. Everyone in the chat threw up some prayer hands for you, and prayer hands to all females that experienced that. That's something that I wish that never happened to any of you all. And that's why I say for the fellas, when it comes to females, females, I can say females experience more trauma than us men. Although there are hundreds and thousands of men that have been sexually abused as well. But females experienced so much more. And it reminds me many, many years ago, I was in a relationship. I was maybe like 19 or 20. And the relationship that I was in, I was young. And, I was, wow, I wanted to, have sex 3-4 times a day, all the time. And at the time, my girlfriend, she just didn't want to have sex. And of course, me, my male ego, and me at a young age thinking I know everything, I'm swearing up and down she cheating on me. When I touch her, like you said, if I grab her from behind, she, giving me the elbow, she pushing off from me and everything, my best friend, he hard as a rock, and I'm grabbing her from behind and, I'm trying to get some, not taking in consideration she going through something. At the time, I had no idea that she had been molested as a child. So I say all this to say to the fellas, sometimes we are going to have to go the extra mile and just bear with our women just a little bit. Now, I ain't saying be no sucker for no woman. That's not the conversation that I'm having. I'm saying some cases, it's nothing against you. In some cases, it's nothing against you. It's your woman has been through some things. Salute Dana. Salute everybody. Salute Snoopy. Salute Snoopy Tremaine. Dana J says, and let me say this, she was not touched as a child, bro. And Dana J, salute Colton as well. Dana J is a content creator as well. And Dana J covered, and he still does cover the R. Kelly case, but he actually went to R. Kelly's trial. He was at R. Kelly's trial. Dana, if you're not too busy, if you could just join us on the panel and just give us some kind of insight on these allegations that R. Kelly's daughter is making, because I don't want to not believe her, and I don't want to take away. So
Can I say something, Shane, real quick?
Yeah. Okay.
As a mother, and when you go back to this R. Kelly case and everything that the mother came out and said she endured, one thing about me, I talk to my babies. And another thing, one thing for certain, two things for sure, they know they can tell me anything. And once they tell me that, we're not protecting a monster. We're not protecting our image for the camera. Because what we're going to do is protect the world from that monster. We're not going to sit there and it sounds so scripted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just had she's sitting there just a smiling. Man, I'd have been in tears with my baby as my baby was telling her story. I probably cried more than her. Because if that baby endured it, you mean to tell me all them crazy stories you said about your husband, you never endured any of this. You was never protective of your babies to get them out of a situation when you said you kind of knew that he was like this. Sir, there's no way. I was strict about people around. Like, I still be trying to control my daughters with their babies. And you know that, Shank. I try to tell them what to do, who not to have around them. And I know I have no control over that situation just because of what happened to me. So salute to the chat, salute to the panel, and to any woman or man out there, because it's not just women that this is having to speak out. Stop those monsters to protect somebody else. And that's all.
Salute, Dana J. Come on and slide in.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna say this. As I sit and listen to the many news medias that sat back and spread it, and the propaganda that Joanne Kelly was touched as a child, it really did something to me, because not only have I covered in the R. Kelly trial, I mean, folks don't know how long me and you known each other and how deep it goes, Shank. And you know, when I was out there wilding and doing dumb stuff, and you know, Rob was the one that made sure I went to Morgan, because you know I wouldn't have never gotten to Morgan without R. Kelly. So my thing is this. I find it funny now how all of a sudden his daughter, or should I say the media, is making it seem like it's organic that his daughter is coming out saying that she was molested by her dad. Watch this. I need people to do research and not run with the tell lie vision. And what I mean by that is, I was at court when the whole situation came up as far as the child support and the divorce credentials came out. And Rob and Steve Greenberg said, let's unleash to the world our divorce papers, our divorce decree. And what happened? Because Andrea Kelly used that lie and to say, oh, Rob touched the kids, and to get out of her marriage with him, and because he wouldn't give her the amount of money but that she wanted. Okay, let's go here. After all of that, Rob still protected her. And what I mean by that is, it's Andrea Kelly that's on a tape with the so-called victims, right? Because nobody was underage. And Rashona Landfair testified, yes, I slept with R. Kelly and his wife. A couple other people said I slept with R. Kelly and his wife. So now we're going to take it back to this child support court order, where many people will look and see me walking out of court with him with a burnt orange coat. This is what happened. The judge in that case said, well, it's a piece in here that says that Andrea Kelly went and filed a police report and said that R. Kelly touched his kids, not kid, but kids. R. Kelly said, let's let the world see it, because I'm confident in what's in the paperwork. Andrea Lee, because I'm not going to call her Andrea Kelly. Andrea Lee and her lawyer said, no, we don't want the world to see that. And the reason being is because everybody know, and when a DFS getting DFX or child support or whatever them folks is getting your business, you in trouble. Well, they got in the business because the kids were minors, and it came back that nothing was founded on R. Kelly touching any of the kids. So from that point, R. Kelly told her, I don't want to see you. I'm done. I will never deal with you again. And she kept the kids away from him and started polluting things in the kids' mind. Watch this. On the same special that just came out, Drea Lee is the producer of the show. Tamara Simmons is the executive and producer of the show. Right now, they are trying to move from Atlanta to Houston, Texas. Andrea Lee needs money. When she was in child support court, she had them people thinking that all three of the kids was going to college and refused to pay for that college. I find it funny, 3 years from that, Andrea is the only one that got her degree and the rest of the kids dropped out. So who was really paying for who college? I said that to say this. That lady is a liar. And I'm saying it firsthand, a liar. Everything that went against Robert Kelly was stuff that was from his tours, meaning that when she said I was hogtied, anybody that know about a person that's double jointed, and you can't hogtie a double jointed person. It's impossible. And because they can maneuver their way to get out. And you can't even put handcuffs on a double jointed person. So then when Rob came out and said, I don't even know how to hog tie, who are you going to believe? And the man that's telling his truth versus the women that's rocking with the machine telling their lie. On top of that, let's keep it real. And Surviving R. Kelly, a lot of them was like, most of my stuff was chopped up and this and this and this and this. Their whole goal was to get R. Kelly and to destroy him in the public. Okay, y'all did that. He comes out with a song called I Admit. I wish everybody go listen to all 19 minutes of it because he breaks it down from beginning to end. And he said his biggest fear is to be found guilty when he's innocent, because this is nothing but a big ass conspiracy. And then from there, he said, the only reason why I'm going through this is because I asked for my money. Okay, so let's go here. Everybody that's been asking for their masters and their money ended up what? Dead, locked up, or counseled.
This is true.
And I told everybody a while back, and Shank, and you asked me, and behind the scenes, Dana, is this really true? And you asked me, and I said, yo, R. Kelly is the prototype for everybody else. What I said, once they get R. Kelly where they want him, everybody else that's laughing at him and talking about him is going to start falling. What do you see 3 years later? And they using the same model and the same framework. However, but the difference is this right here. When it comes to Diddy, he actually got videos of stuff that he done. So when people try to put R. Kelly and Diddy together, and you can't, because you got a man and you got one man that's locked up over allegations. And you got another man that just was locked up because they got video evidence of it. But then to make a long story short, and I'm going to go after this, in Chicago, they asked, but the feds asked the judge, are we still going to rely on the video evidence? And the judge said, yes. The government said, we can't do that because we can't authenticate it. And the judge said, well, we have the ladies here. We don't need to see the evidence. We can take their word for it, and their word will be evidence. Hold on, pause. You saying R. Kelly was coercing and enticing and trying to throw different trials, right? But when you have the federal government that's emailing these so-called witnesses and telling them what to say and what to do, and you giving them a lifelong supply of EBT, which is in the amount of $2,200, and then you giving them lifelong housing, and you relocate them from Chicago to downtown Los Angeles, then you tell them, see, we ain't playing. And this is word for word, verbatim. And then you tell them, see, we ain't playing. If you come and put the nail in the coffin and give the final testimony, we're going to give you $20 million. Isn't that coercion?
Yes, sir.
So what you trying to prosecute R. Kelly for, you letting the government escape for. Where's the real truth at? How can you win when you can't win with truth? In New York, where they talking about, oh yeah, he was found guilty, this and this and this. I sat through all 54 people that the government had to testify against R. Kelly, every last one of them said he wasn't a bad person and we don't want him locked up. And we just don't like the way he ended our business. So hold on. You go from raping little girls, allegedly, and you go from having your concert stopped because they say, and you touching underage girls, but what none of that founded. None of that founded. And then when it came to the video, it was said, oh, R. Kelly got 101 devices on him. 3 videotapes, right? Only one videotape showed a depiction of one of R. Kelly ex-girlfriends and one of his friends. No R. Kelly. The other 2 videos didn't even show video, it was voice. And it showed R. Kelly yelling at Lisa Van Allen, and because she stole his $20,000 watch, and it gave Rob yelling at Azriel. And with those 3 things, they convicted him. So understand this, the establishment is coming after the man. Why? That's what everybody need to know. And everybody need to go vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I'm telling you this. You got to look at good versus evil. And the orange man is preaching God policies. And the laughing lady is going against everything that you go for or stand for if you believe in a higher power. So it's not hard to tell. Make it make sense. Free R. Kelly. I stand for it.
Well said, Dana. Tommy, I'm a play back to catch you up. Dana, you can stay up on the panel, but let me get Tommy in for a second.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
play back to catch you up, Tommy, and you just let me know your thoughts on it. Now, this is R. Kelly's daughter around the time R. Kelly was going to trial. Okay.
Right now, I mean, like I said, I'm very torn because at the end of the day, it's still family. He's still my blood. So yes, I do still love my father, and that is something that I want people to understand. I never came out and said what I said to make people feel like I hate him or I'm bashing him, because that's not it. But you have to, at the end of the day, be responsible for your actions, and I had to do what was best for me, and my family had to do what was best for them. And if my father is a toxic person, then unfortunately we just have to love him from a distance. There's no love lost, but I just had to separate myself.
Does he try and contact you?
No.
When did you last see
Not
him?
at all. Honestly, it's been a few years since I've seen or spoken to him. I don't know exactly how long, but it's been a while.
Well, listen,
Now I'm going to bring in a more recent one. Now, nowhere in this interview do you see any tears. Nowhere in this interview do she mention any of the sexual abuse allegations. And keep in mind, at the trial for his child pornography and sexual acts with minors, the daughter was never listed as a victim, none of that. So now years later, we have this same daughter, and this is her.
He was my everything. For a long time, I didn't even want to believe that it happened. I didn't know that even if he was a bad person, that he would do something to me. I really feel like that 1 millisecond completely just changed my whole life.
Joanne was not named as one of the victims during Kelly's 2021 trial. In the trailer, she also vows to be open about her experiences with her son and keep him away from the singer.
Weigh in on this, Tommy. Do you think that she's lying, or do you think that she's telling the truth?
Good evening, everybody, and I apologize for being late. But my opinion on it is it's hard to argue with somebody who's saying they was a child when this happened. But because, you know, that put everybody in their emotions, because who can argue with a child that said this? Right? But we gotta consider that she ain't a child no more. She is a grown woman. And honestly, I seen some things that was really disturbing with Drea and the way she was addressing R. Kelly. If you really thought this man did that to your daughter. I seen her partying the R. Kelly music while R. Kelly was going through this, saying support my ex-husband. But you saying this whole time you knew that he done something like that to your daughter? No way, no way, no way, no way. All right, look, Drea, I think honestly is at play here. Now, I don't know whether this young lady, R. Kelly's daughter, was talked into believing that's what happened to her by her mom, because she did say, I never thought, even if my father was a monster, I never thought he would do something to me. Right? So my thoughts is, hey, did your mom talk you into believing that he done something to you? Because you're a grown woman, and I'm watching this interview you doing, and you very emotional, and you trying your best to muster up a tear, but ain't none. And then you wiping away no tears. Like, I understand that when this is a plot and this happened so long ago, I ain't saying how people react. But in my honest opinion, you're not still that emotional telling this story. Why you monetizing it? Because you selling this story. And I understand you can't sell nothing that you already said. This the only thing you ain't already said. For some reason, I know I'm just like everybody else. You knew you was eventually gonna hear something like this. I'm asking, do you think it's a money grab, or do you think that really happened? Because honestly, I see mom at play here, and mom is really an opportunist. You understand? Because she knew exactly what was going on with R. Kelly. And like the brother said, she was participating in some of it. Now, you can say maybe she was a victim too, right? All right. And you can say maybe she wasn't doing that of her own free will. let's just say all that, right? When you got away from this monster who was making you do all of these crazy things, you never got rid of his name. You held his name all the way up until it really wasn't beneficial to you no more to have it. And people kept riding you about still having it while you claiming all of this foolishness. I seen her in the car around the time R. Kelly was going through it about the child support. And people kicked out the money to pay him. She in the car jamming to his music saying, y'all support my baby daddy. Why? Because he can pay the child support. As long as y'all support her baby daddy, her support my ex-husband is what she was saying. Because she want the child support money. Listen, that's not a victim to me. I mean, that's just the opportunist. And R. Kelly was an opportunity for her. You understand? Some people, you know what I'm saying? It ain't always just what you want in the opportunity. Sometimes you're going to have to go through some extra stuff, right? She was looking for an opportunity there. But to get the opportunity, you had to understand that R. Kelly was a freak. The opportunity to provide a life for yourself, even now. That's what she went through all of that for, to provide a life for herself. She went to be with R. Kelly, knowing R. Kelly was a freak in his reputation, and she married him and gave him children. Because it was something to gain there. And what it was to gain was well worth what he wanted her to do. You understand that Drea, no matter how this go, you see, she's still making money now off of R. Kelly. She's still providing a life for herself, a decent one, off of her ex-husband. This is what she came there to do. She came there to make a soft life for herself. And this was just a consequence of being his wife. You understand that he a freak, and you gonna have to join in him with some of his nature and the things he want to do. She had no problem with it for the life he was going to provide and still provide. Bro, you're not doing all of that with somebody you believe been touching your children. You drawing the line at your children. Listen, I know everybody mama ain't my mama. I know everybody mama ain't Miss Peg, Shank. See, we knew our mamas and we knew what they would do to protect us. So I see that in a woman when I see a woman. You tell my mama somebody done something to me, bro, they got an enemy in her forever. That's something she ain't gonna let it go. She ain't never gonna get out of her feelings about it. She not jamming to your music. She gonna tell anybody listening from that point on that you a dirty pervert.
Let me just slide in, and I need you and Dana both to answer this question. Tommy, you could go first, and then Dana, you could slide in and answer.
Let Dana go first. I'll go after him. Jankra.
Okay. Okay. So this question is for both of y'all. Dana, you slide in first. What exactly do you think was behind R. Kelly being convicted of the charges that he were convicted of? Do you believe it was some kind of big conspiracy? What do you think, Dana? Come on, Dana.
Well, I can't say what I think. I got to say what I know. So yes, it was a conspiracy due to the fact that we are now living in, but I'm not going to say just living. We are now in an age where, if you really think about it, they don't want no man of color, but that's not part of their establishment, meaning the establishment, but that runs the music industry of the perverted LGBTQ community. They don't want no man of color and to actually own that establishment. And if Robert would have got a hold of his masters, he would have been single-handedly the most powerful man in music, because his masters have eclipsed Elvis' masters by almost $1 billion. All right. So with that being said, it was coming up on 25 years of 12 play, right? Okay, I'm just going to take 12 play. And in order for him not to obtain the wealth from that master collection, you can't be allowed to sign to get your masters. So around the time that he was booked, it was during the time that he was supposed to have signed and to get his masters. They wasn't going to allow that. On top of that, and you looking at the fact that they don't, we ain't supposed to have generational wealth, and for our grandkids and our grandkids and our kids. And as you can see, they don't care about nobody else lifestyle other than their own. So with that being said, if you look at how it's all framed, Michael Jackson have said nobody leaves the entertainment industry unscathed, right? And then he said everybody leaves owing something. So when you look at Prince, when you look at everybody that fell through the establishment, they all owed something. I'm gonna say this: Diddy was doing a lot of dirty stuff and the people, and he felt as though that he was God and he was too big and to be touched, until Luke put the nail on the head. Luke said, "You bit the hand that fed you." And when he did that, all of his dirt jumped out the closet. And you got to look at it. These elites, these upper echelons, these Clive Davises and all of them, they ain't going to lose what they got. And I'm sad to say it this way, but I got to say it this way. They ain't going to lose what they got and what they built off of the backs of real entertainers, like folks that you see like Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, folks like that. They ain't going to lose what they built off of them to no nigga. Especially a nigga who can't read and write. And everybody is asking, oh, if R. Kelly can't read and write, how do he record? That man is a genius, and I'm gonna tell you how he record. Not because somebody told me, no, because I actually sat there and watched him in many sessions. He go by iPhones and he go by iPads and stuff like that. And when he get a melody, he will press record in the iPhone or whatever. And then he'll take that melody and go to the studio, and then he'll just write words. And when I mean by write words, he'll play the melody from the iPhone, but he'll get behind the piano, and whatever come to his mind, that's what he would say. And then he'll take another device when he'll record on that device. He never writes down anything. On top of that, and to jump back on topic, on top of that, we got to look at it like this. If we as a people wasn't so cutthroat to each other, we wouldn't have to worry about that because we can have our own. And because they know that many of us don't deal in pedophilia. Many of us color folks don't like pedophilia because they know that many of us deal with that. That's what they don't want. So what they do is they will build you up. And matter of fact, and I said this on my live yesterday, they built R. Kelly up to be from Robert Kelly to R. Kelly. If you pay attention, it's a difference between R. Kelly public announcement and R. Kelly 12 play. And I keep asking people that, and nobody can come to grips. If you want to know the difference is Ern Hall. Dana, what do you mean by that? The record labels was beefing. So Jive went out, actually Tommy Mottola went out, and Ern Hall got locked up for the same charge. Ern Hall got locked up, and then they masked it on child support. They took Ern Hall image because they was able to lock him up, and you couldn't hear from him. And they gave it to R. Kelly, and they said, "Come out with the bald head, black shades, and a leather vest, but tweak the leather vest, and to make it seem like it's a jumble of words. No, on the leather vest, but I had all the letters. It's simply the codes. I'm a freak, and you're not." So with that being said, is they built him up to be R. Kelly, and what people see when they go see R. Kelly, they see R. Kelly, the entertainer. They see R. Kelly and a corporation. They don't see Robert Sylvester Kelly. So when he wanted to turn it off, and the females that got a chance to be with him said that he was born. And because they want the all-time R. Kelly all the time. No, it's a turn on and turn off. And for people that are entertainers like myself, like Shank, and once you get off stage, once you get from behind the cameras, you turn on to be yourself. And like the brother Tommy said, R. Kelly is a freak. However, Drea Lee is a freak as well. Drea Lee initiated sex offs on the back of tour buses. But she don't want you to believe that. Drea Lee also, and I'm gonna put it out there, Drea Lee also was behind R. Kelly, Behind Closed Doors album to be stolen and given to Avant. And if you listen to Avant first album, that's R. Kelly's Behind Closed Doors album. So I ain't gonna take up too much of time. I'm gonna yield back, man. Yeah,
well said. Let me make a quick announcement before you slide in, Tommy. Appreciate those cash donations. Appreciate those cash donations to help us meet our $100 a week quota. Appreciate the cash donation from Tommy, the For Life, Ebet, and Sharon Jackson. Appreciate those cash donations. Slide in, Tommy.
Yeah. One thing I was certain of, and one thing I was sure of when this went down with R. Kelly was it wasn't about the victims. I knew good and well they ain't give a damn about none of them victims. Okay? So I kept saying, yo, what is really at play here? Because that's the way my mind worked. That's the way my mind worked because I knew good and well they ain't give a damn about not one of them victims. All right, none of them. If it was about them victims, he'd still be free. And he would have never went to trial. So I kept saying, bro, what is really at play here? What is really going on? Right? And then I heard some people saying, bro, they need to bring R. Kelly to the front because they trying to slip this dude to trial, this Jewish dude who real powerful in the industry. So I said, what Jewish dude? They said this dude, he on trial for SAing a whole bunch of girls.
Wow.
He been doing this for a long time. They said nothing, absolutely nothing that they ever said about R. Kelly could compare to what this man been doing. But they trying to get him out of the public, get this out of the public. So they need to bring this and make this public why this man sneaked the trial. But this man, through social media, I seen everybody calling it out, saying, look, what's at play here is that they trying to sneak this dude. What's his name, Shank? The Jewish guy.
Jeffrey Epstein.
No, the other one. The one that went to trial and got all that time in New York.
Oh, you talking about
the one Dame Dash kept calling out.
Right.
Leo.
No, not Leo. The other dude.
No, the one that worked for Miramax. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, bro. Like, yo, I mean, he was treacherous.
Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Tracy. Go ahead.
Thank you, Tracy. So they needed to sneak him to trial. Because remember, he got arrested before R. Kelly.
It's true.
But he was so powerful. Oprah would not talk about. Oprah was like, I just think we should wait till the evidence come out. And yo, bro, I ain't never heard her talk like that about a man ever in my life.
That's true.
She knew better than to say anything about him. She knew better. Why? First of all, I heard she was complicit in some of his actions. Second of all, his peoples put her on. They the ones who put her up to that Michael Jackson, so he could sneak the trial. They was trying to give Michael Jackson, who had been gone over a decade at the time. They made a whole special on him. And everybody was saying, bro. And I'm saying, yeah, I feel you, but it's something more at play here too. I know R. Kelly rubbed somebody the wrong way. Because, bro, they don't care nothing about them victims. Them victims is leverage. Pieces to the puzzle. And that once this puzzle solved, R. Kelly gonna be behind bars. Simple as that. See, one thing I know about people, they'll love you when you win it through anything.
Amen.
But bro, they'll punish you once you start failing. And R. Kelly started failing. His music wasn't doing nothing much. You feel me? He wasn't really making them a bunch of money no more. Not only that, like the brother said, he was screaming for his money.
That's deep.
Hey, Brother Tommy. Hey, Brother Tommy, let me correct you for a second.
Go ahead, bro.
His money wasn't failing. But I got to correct you on that. And his albums was doing better. The problem was when he started asking for his money, it got to the point where when he reached out to let's go here. When he went to the Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I got to say this, I'm not Muslim, but I'm looking at the deep stuff about this. Every entertainer that sat down with the minister is in jail or dead. Young Thug went and sat with him. Look what's going on. 3 months after, he got locked up. Rob went and sat with him and sung "I Believe I Can Fly" for his wife. Look what happened. Bill Cosby went and sat with him. So at the end of the day, this is about control, and this is about generational wealth for their grandkids, brother. But you on point, and I'm gonna let you finish cooking. I just had to correct you on that one.
Let me make an announcement, Tommy. Hold tight. Appreciate that cash donation, 80s baby. Appreciate that cash donation, 80s baby. Come on, Tommy.
Look, when I was just saying he was failing, right? I was looking at the numbers, because when I was looking at his album sales from his last album, before all of this happened, it was down drastically from all his other projects. You know what I'm saying? When I was just looking at the numbers, that's why I was like, hold up, he ain't making them a bunch of money right now. You know what I mean? And on top of that, he won his money. Like, I heard him in an interview, and he said, I wanted to know how much money I had in my bank account. So you know me, the first thing I'm thinking is, yo, you don't know how much money in your bank account? What do you mean you needed your ID so you could go to the bank, down to the bank, and see how much money in your bank account? I'm trying to comprehend this, because this a grown man who talking to me. I mean, well, not talking to me, but speaking and saying he don't know how much money he got. Right? And these words coming out his mouth, and it's the way I'm processing them as he telling me. Well, as he speaking on the interview. All right, and so I'm watching it, and I'm saying, I'm an analytical person when you speaking, right? So this just how my brain work. I don't know why it work like that. All right, all I'm thinking is, why don't you know how much money in your bank account? What kind of grown man don't know how much money in his bank account? So he said he got them to get him an ID. He went to the bank, and all he had in there was $100,000. So I'm thinking, like, if I was R. Kelly, right, and I went to the bank and all I had was $100,000 in there, when I got more than that in expenses every month, and you telling me all I got in my bank account is $100,000, where's my money? At that point, any black man is waking up. At that point, any black man, I don't care if he can't read. I don't care about none of that stuff. At that point, he know, man, you gotta pay me $250,000 to show up. How do I only got $100,000 in my bank account? Bro, now he want his money. At the point where they need to take everything, because the record's not doing as well. So to keep their quality of life, they got to take all his stuff like they've been doing, but at first it was more. You understand? So like the brother said, they definitely not giving them back nothing. And if you think you're going to try to press us to give it back to you, we'll destroy you. So you combine that with the fact that they trying to sneak Harvey Weinstein to trial. And bro, you should have seen Harvey Weinstein. They treated him like such a human being. He was not in custody during the trial. He was free. Bro, R. Kelly looked like a schoolboy in Sunday school compared to the things this man was doing and getting away with it for decades and decades and decades and decades. They said the man would have been a savage like that for over 40 years. And these wasn't sisters he was doing that to. What I'm telling you is that stuff R. Kelly was doing, all of them do. So they would have never paid that no mind. They ain't care nothing about them victims. I knew it wasn't about them victims and what they were saying. They ain't care nothing about this. This was directly to destroy R. Kelly. They ain't need him to be able to fight. They needed to destroy him in the public so you couldn't defend him. Like what's going on with Diddy. Bro, I know they don't care nothing about them victims. Because I know that world they in, and I know all of them do that. And like I told you before, you crazy in your head if you think them parties stopped because Diddy is not around. Maybe you think Diddy started them parties. He didn't. He was going to them parties before he was throwing them.
That's true.
All right. Maybe you think why Diddy got a party going on in the Hamptons like that. You don't think it's a party going on in Hollywood like that at the same time?
That's true.
Bro, well, I try to wake my people up and get them to understand the most is it's never about them victims. Them victims is leverage that they going to use to crush him. Them victims is leverage to make the public get away from him and not have his back. So he can't have no friends. He won't have nowhere to turn. He don't have nobody that can openly speak up for him. They destroy his image. I mean, it's a playbook. I see it unfold all the time. They got the same playbook. That's why I said, yo, soon as it started, they get ready to load up on these women so they can crush them. They did it to Bill. They did it to R. Kelly. They tried to do it to Michael Jackson. Bro, I'm telling you, it's the same playbook. They try to load up on all of these people to crush you. Bro, it's not hard to get victims when they got everything to gain and nothing to lose, or when they think they do. You understand? Because if you think 300 people about to get paid, you lost your mind. But that's what they think. That's what they all think. Ain't none of them gonna get nothing because they gonna rob them. They already know what's gonna happen. The person who was gonna get some money got it already. Cassie. By the time they start letting y'all win lawsuits, he ain't gonna have nothing. And then y'all gonna realize y'all did all that for nothing.
Tommy, I hate to cut you off. I'm gonna stay with you though. I'm gonna stay with you. Salute Miss Lady T. Salute Miss Lady T. Salute Street T. Now I'm gonna take Leslie's comment. Now this is another question for you and Dana J. Now Leslie says, I believe it has nothing to do with none of that. We all reap what we sow. God's word. What do y'all think? Well, let me rephrase that. Do you feel that any of this is part of Robert's karma? You can come back in, Tommy.
Honestly, I feel exactly where she coming from. But I would just say this. Where the rest of their karma? Because all of them do this.
Good point.
Listen to me, family. R. Kelly didn't start that. R. Kelly didn't just assume he could get away with that. He's seen plenty of men who was in his position getting away with this same thing, doing this same stuff. Where do you think he got the idea from that he could do this and live like this? Because he see it all around him. That's the world he live in. That's the world they live in, a sex, drug, and rock and roll.
That's true.
Okay, listen, the people that show up to this party, these parties, they know what kind of parties these is. That's how you get invited. Bro, they not gonna invite Shank Rock to that party. They not gonna invite Tommy to that party. They know exactly who they inviting to these parties. And especially to that part of the party. You can't just be anybody and get in. You gotta be with the BS. So is it his karma? Maybe. But I don't think it's his karma for the way he living. Because I think at least 98% of the people who come in contact with him in that way know what they getting themselves into. Listen, you here for what you got to gain, for what you want, like he here for what he want. So what make what he want worse than what you want? Because he R. Kelly, and because you supposed to be a victim, because you wanted to be famous. You ain't never get famous. Your parents wanted to keep getting paid, but you turned 18. And bro, I'm never going to sit up here and say that R. Kelly is completely innocent. Bro, listen, I'm just a spectator like everybody else. What I'm telling you is when I saw Surviving R. Kelly, I didn't see a bunch of victims. I seen some that I might have thought could have been. But for the most part, I seen people here with everything to gain and nothing to lose. They thought they was get ready to get a bunch of money because that's what these people pumped them up to believe. They pumped these people up to believe that so they could bring out the worst stories because it was all about crushing him. They ain't give a damn about them victims. I knew that off the rip. I know the world that we live in. I knew they ain't caring nothing about not one of those victims. Because in their mind, you wasn't no victim. But they need you right now. Because if you would have came to them prior to whatever he done to piss whoever off, and they started the ball rolling on him. If you would have said any of this prior to that, nobody would have never paid your ass no mind, girl. So who gave you a platform with this story? Where everybody could hear it now all of a sudden. Bro, I know the powers that be and when they at play because I know that machine and how it works. Bro, I'm 51 years old and I've been living in America my whole life, and I know how they get it started with you. They start threatening you. They bring one out and calm you down and let you know, hey, boy, you stay in your place. You seen what we did to so-and-so. You seen what we did to so-and-so. You want to be next. Yo, you seen how they started it with Michael Jordan? He got back in line though, bro. He said, okay, I apologize. And he got back in line. And they left him alone. Bro, all of our icons, why do they just need to turn us against him? And make him not an icon no more? Because why can you never turn them against their icons? Yo, they are some of their icons. Listen, bro, they the parties that Eddie Murphy. They was attending their parties. Bro, this is what go on there. To us, everyday folks who don't live in this world. That world seem perverted. But to them, bro, that's their normal life. They go from work to the party, to the party, then back to work. And then they partying while they working. Yo, the whole time, all of this stuff going on. Bro, you think when they run by a chick that they like, they asking her age and they just been her over this, whatever, close to him. And because that's what she know, that's why she there. Well, this one happened to be 16. They just kept it moving. She wasn't saying she was 16 when she was 16, bro. That's how she got to the party. She know what go on here. And bro, I'm not saying that none of this is right. So family, don't think that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the oligarchs of society don't see them as victims. They think they knew fully well what they was going there to get as did. That's why right now, somewhere one of these parties going on. It's Friday night at 9:59. Bro, they get ready to show out. The party ain't stopped because Diddy in jail. He just ain't at the party. But the party gonna go on. That's why I'm saying, if it's his karma, where's everybody else's? Because this a way of life to them. See, all these stories that come out be the stories that they want you to hear. They get ready to crush them. Because if this wasn't in play to finish him, you wouldn't hear none of these stories. They wouldn't give none of them stories no attention. Because you can't think they just started these stories. They didn't. That's how you've been hearing echoing them. That was back when they start threatening you, bro, to get back in line. Diddy ain't want to get back in line. Or Kelly don't want to get back in line. When they was Then when that tape came out, R. Kelly act like he was gonna get back in line. Now you screaming for your money. Because, bro, do you honestly believe that tape would have ever got any light if R. Kelly was acting right? Bro, they don't care nothing about them victims. They don't care nothing about them stories. You seen with Garth Brooks. I know how this system works. They threatening him with that girl to get back in line. That's a warning. I digress.
I like what you said. I'm gonna let you slide in, Dana. I like what you said, Tommy, about okay, if it's his karma and it might be his karma, well, what about everybody else's karma? I like that. Slide in, Dana J. Do you think this is Robert's karma?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Brother Tommy said it all, man. I mean, I was listening. Because see, me, a question like that, I would really go deeper. Because I would say, if this was Robert's karma, then what about your uncle and your granddaddy's karma? What about your mama's karma? Because during that time, I'm not saying that pedophilia is okay, but what I'm saying is it's okay back then and during that time for a 25-year-old and to date an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old. It was okay. So I'm trying to figure out, when did it become not okay? On top of that, like I say, Brother Tommy put it all out there. But then I'm going to say this for the people that believe in Jesus. Why are you using the word karma? Because karma is not in the Bible. Actually, karma is a devil terminology.
Uh-oh. Wake us up.
If you look in the Bible and you won't see karma. But if you look in the book of Maccabees and you see karma all the way through it. Once again, the same person that wrote the Bible is the same person that wrote the devil's book, which means what? If Jesus said good and evil cannot come out of your soul or out your mouth, then how can a person that wrote the holy book is the same person but that wrote the devil's book? But that means there's confusion somewhere, right?
Wake us up.
So with that being said, I'm gonna say this. Do I believe, and this is coming from personal things, because see, I've been in Diddy's conference. Shank, and you know that. I've been in Rob conference. Shank, and you know that too. Do I believe Diddy is a monster? Hell yeah. I know the stuff that man does. So do I believe Robert is a monster? No. And okay, so why would you say Robert is not a monster? Oh, but Diddy's a monster. Well, Diddy will get you out of here quick. You have seen people come forth and say, yo, Diddy had blew up my car because I dealt with somebody that he was dealing with. Diddy has drugged me. Diddy has got me beat up. Diddy has got me shot. You can't find that track record on R. Kelly. Or the most you can see is R. Kelly lied to a female. Okay, so let's ask this question. If R. Kelly is going to jail and for lying to a female, how many of y'all women out there and should go to jail and for lying to a man?
Uh-oh.
And how many men out there and should go to jail and for lying to a female? So if we're going to just start locking people up and for lying, and then guess what? Let's go here. If we're going to start locking people up and for lying, all of y'all women put that pin that baby on that man knowing that's not the baby daddy, why are y'all still walking free?
Well, you get ready to get me and you and Tommy bum rush by the women, but
I'm saying
the
bus.
Stay there.
And then on top of that, I'm a piggyback off of Tommy. I'm gonna show you how powerful Harvey Weinstein is. Harvey Weinstein, and it's funny because Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, and R. Kelly all got the same lawyer. So, for the people who don't know, pedophilia is now legal in the state of California. Pause. What penal codes did they cite in R. Kelly case and to get him booked? Everything from California. So that means what? If R. Kelly's still locked up, he's not agreeing to the fact that they want him to take the mantle, but he a pedophile. So now I'm about to give you something that a lot of y'all don't know. They gave Rob a plea deal offer. And the plea deal was you do 4 years, you do 3 years, and you register as a sex offender, and you go to sex offender classes, and you tell the world but that you're a pedophile. He said, hell no. Because I'm not what y'all trying to label me as. This is all during the same time Harvey Weinstein and was going to court for being what? A pedophile. You can't find pedophilia in Harvey Weinstein's jacket. On top of that, his cases has been dismissed in California. But now California has changed the law that pedophilia is no longer a crime. It's a mental illness, aka a sickness. And on top of that, if you get charged for essaying, or which now, but they put it under the pedophilia mantra, if you get charged for it, you only can get community service. So ask yourself this question, and I'm gonna stay right here, and because I know a lot of people attack my brother for his stance on Trump. Who comes from California and who's out there lobbying for these laws to be changed? None other than the great white demon herself, Kamala Harris. And now I'm gonna go a little deeper. Since we talking about karma, let's talk about karma. Karma is a high-profile demon that comes from Lucifer, which is ordained by the chief demon Baal. So once again, all y'all Christians out there, all of y'all good Christians, why y'all using the word karma? I tell you why, and because you lost. Because how dare you call yourself a Christian and Jesus never called none of his disciples, friends, or family a Christian? It goes back to who you know, if you know who you are. It goes back to that. And I'm speaking to the masses, but I'm not just jumping on one. And because if you're a real Christian, and the Bible said that Jesus said, love what I love and hate what I hate, right? So if that's the case, why are you loving what he hate? And why are you hating what he loved? Now let's go a little deeper. If God can use a jackass in the Bible, why can't he use Donald Trump?
Teach.
So this right here is the lie that a lot of people really didn't want. And because you have strong brothers that's standing up. Now watch this. For years, the sisters have been saying, oh, the men has got soft. The men has got weak. Now the men is taking their place because they see the bull crap that's going on. And what are y'all sisters saying? Oh my God, I can't believe he's standing up for him. No. The man is in charge of the household, not the woman.
Teach.
And the woman is only designed and to be the helpmate. And let's keep it real. While y'all out there talking about, it's my body, it's my choice. Hold on. It's your body, it's your choice. Why are you now seeking help from a man and to go to go and try to sue birth control? No. It's your body, it's your choice. Remember that. Y'all put that poison in your system. Don't come for help now, because it's your body, it's your choice. You running the household, right? And then you wonder why your household ain't blessed. So I'm saying, women, men, open your third eye. Some of y'all open y'all fourth eye if you got glasses. Open your fourth eye to the real truth of what's going on. The industry, the arts industry, is doing a makeover. And all of the evilness gotta go. I'm gonna point something else out. Ray J came out after Jaguar Wright, right? He claimed that Jaguar lied on him, but he said he ain't worried about what she said about him. He worried about what she said about Beyonce. But we all know that Beyonce killed, or I'm sorry, because it's YouTube, unalived. And we all know that Beyonce unalived Jay-Z's mistress. She put it in her song. Once again, what is music? Music is a tall tale poetry lesson. It's telling you life stories through what? Melody. That's all it is. So when people say, oh, when I listened to R. Kelly, I knew he was talking about a 12-year-old girl. Do you? Because he wasn't talking about a 12-year-old girl then. He was talking about, technically, he was talking about his wife. Let's go here. If you really want to talk about some stuff, if you talk about, oh, but he married Aaliyah, that whole thing was supposed to be the album cover photo shoot for her Age Ain't Nothing But a Number album. But her uncle, Bert, but her uncle turned around and blackmailed Rob and said, if you ever fire me, I will destroy your career. Barry Hankerson. And he did it. But Jomo Hankerson, his son, came out and said, Rob ain't never really married Aaliyah. That was a publicity stunt. But New York didn't want Jomo to testify to that because it went against their narrative. And nobody, Lifetime, didn't want that on there. Now I'm going to tell you this. How do I know about Lifetime? Because I was contacted by Lifetime. I was supposed to go on the show, Surviving R. Kelly. But what I had to say about R. Kelly didn't line up with what they wanted. And what the director said was, Dana, your demands is crazy. And my demands was simply, I need to bring my own film crew just in case if y'all try to chop it, I can play the original. And they said, oh no, we can't do that. But they took my rally in Chicago and put it into their footage. And you're about to see a lawsuit behind that as well. Because I'm about to sue Lifetime about my footage. So
go ahead, Dane. No, go ahead.
I'm about to say, so at the end of the day, it's not about who's right or wrong. This battle right now, it's about dethroning the oligarchs and really putting real stuff in play. And I tell all of y'all out there, and before I go, listen, monitor your kids, keep your kids close by you, and pray to whoever you believe in. And once again, go vote. Go, but before you vote, go look at Kamala Harris' track record. Go look at Donald Trump's track record. And you make the decision at that point.
Let me read these comments, and then I'm going to let you and Tommy give y'all final words. Street T says, I thought it was more than that. Didn't they say he allegedly kept them locked up in rooms or something? Ross says, I'm at work in and out. 80s Baby says, do we supposed to forget about R. Kelly being married to Aaliyah and the video about him urinating on a 15-year-old girl?
Hold up, Shank. Stop right there for a minute because let me go ahead and break both of them comments down.
Let me let you be that your last words, okay, Dana? Okay. I just got this one more comment. All
Okay.
right, Ross says they say there's supposedly a warlock and a witch. Any last words, Dana, before we get out of here?
Yes. Read the first comment again.
Can you see the screen?
Nah.
Okay, it says, I thought it was more than that. Didn't they say he allegedly kept them locked up in the rooms?
Yes.
Or even this one. Do we suppose to forget about R. Kelly being married to Aaliyah and the video about him urinating on a 15-year-old girl?
Leave that right there. Leave that right there. But I'm gonna address the first one. And the first one about being locked up in rooms, everybody that testified said that wasn't true in court. And the only reason why they did it is because they needed that as a sound good bite for TV and to turn the public against him. Public opinion is what they use to really lock R. Kelly up. So now let's get to this one. About being married to Aaliyah and urinating on a 15-year-old girl. I broke that down. I actually got a phone call from the young lady that he's supposed to have been urinating on. And I can say this, she wasn't 15. It's two urinating videos. It's one with R. Kelly body double Damon Pryor urinating on Lisa Van Allen, right? It's another one of somebody that they put in CGI and they just put R. Kelly body on it, but the mole wasn't in the same place. Now, the young lady that they say was 15, she even testified that she never got urinated on. But the real person, Lisa Van Allen, said that she got urinated on, but didn't tell who it was. However, the person's face that they tried to use was Angelina Prado. And I broke that down on my live. So what they did is they took Angelina Prado's body and then they tried to place and Rashona Landfair face on top of her, but on top of Angelina Prado's face. That's why when you look at it through a different lens, it looked distorted, and I showed that too. So, and before you go run with the media, aka tell Live Vision show you, understand the facts. They control the horizontal, they control the vertical. And until you know what you know, and being there and breaking it down and using that technology against them, you're going to fall for the same smoke, banana, and a tailpipe every time. So is it safe to say R. Kelly is sitting in jail for no reason? Facts. Am I saying R. Kelly is innocent, or am I saying R. Kelly is saint? No, I'm not. Because he got some ways to him too. But should he be locked up for what they allege he did? Hell no. Once again, he's locked up on allegations. Diddy is booked on video. Now, I'm going to address this one last thing because I know somebody's going to say, but they came and raided his house first. Okay. They ain't give R. Kelly that same privilege. When they came and raided Rob, they came and got him and took him away. They came and raided Diddy homes because they wanted them videotapes of them high-ranking people like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. That's on them freak-off tapes. If you notice, you haven't heard nothing from Hillary since Diddy got booked. Make that make sense. And that's my final comments. On that note, I yield back and salute to y'all brothers. And salute to the Hot Squad.
Appreciate you, Dana J. Make sure everybody subscribes to Dana J. He got a catalog of R. Kelly demonstrations. Make sure y'all subscribe to Dana J. and show the brother some support. Tommy, take us home. Any last words?
Yeah. Family. All I want y'all to do is look deeper than just what's being said. That's all. Just look deeper than what's being said sometimes. Sometimes, like we humans, so we get emotional about things that we hear. All right, and especially when it involves victims. And when I say victims, I mean true victims, innocent victims. All right, but we all heard of the wolf in sheep clothes. Everybody that say they're a victim, not a victim. All right, we got some true victims. All right, for sure we got some true victims. And never ever think that they don't have their eye on everybody. They got their eye on everybody. Law enforcement know what's going on in Hollywood. They know what's going on in New York City. They know what's going on in Chicago. They know exactly what's going on in Miami, Florida. They don't care nothing. They don't consider them victims. They're going to turn into victims when you get out of line. You get out of line and they'll tear you to pieces. But I'm in no way, shape, or form saying I believe that those brothers, any of them for that fact, is completely innocent. Because Tommy, not completely innocent. Tommy done some things. We all done some things that we don't want nobody to know about. We all done some things that if everybody found out, they'll look at us different. I'm not exempt from that. You're not exempt from that. In the world that they live in, they do that all the time. They do things that they don't want y'all to know about all the time. That's why it's called the secret society. You're not privileged to their secret society. That's what go on in their secret society. And when them secrets start coming out, know that somebody let them out. This is not an accident. This is being done on purpose. This is a deliberate act. Because you got plenty of them who disgruntled, bitter, upset, that walk into these lawyers' offices and police stations all the time. You never hear them stories. You ain't gonna hear them stories until they need to check somebody. All right. I love y'all. Thanks for joining us. Still swinging out.
Appreciate you, Tommy. Make sure everybody subscribes to the Still Swinging podcast. Tommy has a whole list of videos that he's dropped, and make sure you all subscribe to the Still Swinging podcast and check out Tommy's work. If you would like to support to the channel to help us meet our Cash App quota over here on the Rock Squad, the Cash App is $ERICMCINT. Look, we're not saying that R. Kelly isn't guilty. We're not saying that we don't believe his daughter. What we're saying is some things just don't add up. And we want the facts. That's all we want. As Dana J said with Baby Oil Man, there are videos. There's one particular video, him attacking and holding Cassie against her own will. That's a video that's enough to say, look, he's definitely guilty of this when it comes to Cassie. R. Kelly, on the other hand, it's a toss-up. Salute, Tori. Appreciate you for pulling up. This has been an awesome demonstration. I wish we could have let it run longer, but I'm sure Tommy and Dana J will join me again for another demonstration. Salute everybody. I'll leave the chat running. Y'all can hang around for a few. Salute everybody.
The piranhas eat the beat.
Big Lou, Shane Rock, 8 niggas, where the work at? I got some bad bitches bout they bread, they be twerking. Get a boosty boo in the boot, brain ain't working. Got the money, lotion up my palms, like it's some jerky. Yeah, I hit that 2-step, time to, I'm about money. Say that pussy good and sweet, bet it tastes like honey. I be chasing for them dollars, I be looking for them stacks. Bet lil' mama gon' holler when I hit it from the back. Yeah, doggy style of ass, got her screaming out, man. They already know it's mob, ain't no need to explain. Got it tatted on my nigga, can't go against the grain. Fuck what they talking, it's $1 million thing.
Got $1 million thing, I don't give a fuck. Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up.
She stay up in the bed, now watch her toot it up.
Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up. I'm trying to $1 million thing, I don't give a fuck. Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up.
She stay up in the bed, now watch her toot it up.
Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up.
See my fuck game is straight, yeah, I lay down long. It's just scratching, banging on my chest like I'm King Kong. A very freaky girl, that the type to take the mama. Had a crushing pill, smoking weed like a combine. Not the cutest nigga, but my pimp game strong. Nigga, no Viagra, but my dick stay hard. Up and down chick, cause she help me put in work. Catch your ass slipping while you flirting with her skirt. See, I live life the G-way, get in on the freeway. Look good, but pimpin' ain't easy. If she ain't nasty, since she can't please me, I like the seductive type. Touch me, tease me.
Got $1 million thing, I don't give a fuck. Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up.
She stay up in the bed, now watch her toot it up.
Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up. I'm trying to $1 million thing, I don't give a fuck. Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up.
She stay up in the bed, now watch her toot it up.
Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up.
It's $1 million affair, the jewels be gleaming. When I walk in, them pretty hoes be scheming, trying to figure a way that they could give me a threesome. By the end of the night, I'm sucking niggas be beaming, but I'm on my shit, the 4/5 on hit, just in case them niggas right there wanna trip. I knocked a set for his chick a few years ago. Put her up on some gang, showed her how to get dough. I got $1 million THANG in the club with a BADDIE. She said she loves me in that movie OG like me, and all them hoes from her hood wanna see about me.
Got $1 million thing, I don't give a fuck. Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up.
She stay up in the bed, now watch her toot it up.
Before I beat that pussy up, I'm trying to finger it up. I'm trying to $1 million thing, I don't give a